Alright guys, in this video we're going to be covering a very exciting PlayStation rumor. This rumor is claiming that Sony is in the process of creating a new big budget AAA studio in Japan. Now the reason why this is exciting is because not only does this make complete sense for Sony to be doing, but the source where this rumor comes from was apparently correct about the acquisition of Housemarque. They came out and they said, look, Sony's going to be acquiring Housemarque, and they said this before the actual announcement. So I think that this is a rumor certainly worth covering. So before we get into it, guys, do me a favor, hit the like button to help this video out and show your support. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're new, and obviously leave your thoughts down in a comment below. I'm certainly going to be interested to see what you guys have to say in regards to this rumor. So reading from PlayStation Lifestyle, it says Sony may be in the process of creating a new big budget studio in Japan dedicated to creating AAA titles capable of appealing to a worldwide audience, insiders say. The rumor comes from a source who previously correctly predicted that Sony would acquire Returnal dev studio Housemarque back in June. Specifically, several sources indicate that Sony is interested in creating a new IP on the same level as Capcom's blockbuster hits like Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, and Devil May Cry, and Konami's Metal Gear Solid. All of the said games appeal not only to Japanese audiences, but Western ones as well, garnering a large fan base across the world over the course of several decades. The source compares Sony's studio to Microsoft's new studio, The Initiative, which was founded in 2018 to create, quote, quadruple A, unquote, video games. Furthermore, sources reveal that Sony is hiring veteran developers from Capcom's Resident Evil team, as well as veteran Square Enix and Konami developers. According to the rumor, the unnamed studio has also been working on a new game since 2020. This also implies that Sony had plans to create the studio even before the company restructured the former Japan studios around Team Asobi earlier this year. Another source indicates that Sony plans to announce both the new studio and project in the coming months. PlayStation Studios head Herman Hulst has previously mentioned that Sony is continuing to invest in Japanese game studios, revealing that it is investing in their external development studio out of Tokyo. Whether or not the statement is related to the rumored new studio is not confirmed. However, the statement lines up with Sony's recent push for games from Japanese studios. So there you go. That's pretty much all of the information we currently have in regards to this rumor. But man, there is a lot here that should get any PlayStation fan excited, because one of the bigger concerns surrounding the new leadership at PlayStation with Jim Ryan and Herman Hulst is, are they pretty much done making AAA Japanese games? And we know that when it comes to PlayStation's history, Japanese games are essential. They've been a critical part of the PlayStation brand. They always have, and many believe they always should be, right? And we've heard Jim Ryan and Herman Hulst time and time again claim that yes, we are still supporting Japanese game developers, we still care about Japanese games, but we've also kind of seen Sony take this direction where they also care very much about big budget AAA games, which you guys know I actually prefer that. And a lot of people were very sad and upset with Sony for essentially closing. They didn't technically close it, but you know, you look at Japan studio now, it's essentially shuttered. They shuttered the studio and they kind of refocused any development teams that were left into Team Asobi, which I still think is good. We're obviously interested to see what Team Asobi does, but outside of that, people were feeling concerned, like, is Sony going to continue to do something significant in the Japanese game development space, or are they just going to keep saying they are without actually doing anything? This is why I feel like this rumor is completely believable, because as I said, it makes a lot of sense for Sony to want to do something like this. What is interesting is apparently, if all the information we have about this rumor is true, it seems that Sony was already planning to do this before they actually restructured PlayStation Japan Studio. Maybe They wanted to kind of form this studio, and then they had to decide, well, what do we want to do with Japan studio? And they just decided, you know what, we're just going to restructure them. And I have to wonder, with this upcoming PlayStation event, would this be a time when Sony would want to announce this? According to this rumor, they've been working on a AAA title since 2020. What could this be? You know, I see the games that are listed here. They want a new IP that can reach the same levels as the Resident Evil series, which is survival horror, Monster Hunter, which is obviously huge for Capcom, Devil May Cry, and they even mention Metal Gear Solid. So I don't know. It sounds like they have some leeway here in which type of game they want to make, which genre they want this game to fall in. But either way, I have to tell you, I really hope that this rumor's true. And I want to say one last thing before ending this video, because I want to keep this video on the shorter side. Another reason why I think this makes a lot of sense for Sony to be doing is Sony has made it clear that when it comes to them acquiring new studios, they're going to, as far as we know, acquire studios that they are close to, that they have an established relationship with. We've seen this with Housemarque. I think Nixxes was a little bit of a surprise, but you know, we could see them acquire Blue Point Games. That's another one that would make a lot of sense. I don't think anybody is realistically expecting Sony to come out here and pull a Microsoft and say, we've acquired said publisher. I don't think they're going to do that. And Sony's kind of made it clear that they're not going to do that. They talk about organic growth and how important that is to them. And when you think about it, this is a perfect thing for them to do, right? If you care that much about organic growth, you see that your competition with Microsoft, you know, they made a AAA studio. They built a AAA studio, The Initiative. I think it just makes sense for Sony to want to do the same thing. And the fact that it's apparently going to be a Japanese studio that is acquiring some major talent across the industry from Capcom, Square Enix, and Konami, it just sounds like it's a thing that should happen, right? It just makes too much sense. I would be surprised ultimately if this was just a made-up rumor with no substance to it. So yeah, I just wanted to take a couple of minutes here to cover this with you guys and talk about it, because we're all kind of eagerly anticipating what the next move is from Sony when it comes to growing PlayStation Studios, and the idea that they could come out here and make an announcement of a new studio that will make a AAA game, a new IP, and it's based in Japan. That is very exciting, and that I think would create a big wave throughout the industry, honestly, from PlayStation, where they are making it clear, look, we've said that we're dedicated to Japanese game development. We weren't kidding. Now we're showing you the proof of that. I think it would be a very big deal, and I think PlayStation fans would be extremely excited at an announcement like this happening. So with that being said, as I said to you guys earlier, I want you to leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm going to be very interested to see what you have to say about this. Leave the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.